Hello, this is Frontline Hero. Welcome back to another video, and in this one we have quite the plan for an episode. We'll see if we're able to do everything. At the moment I have a plan for a building we will be doing later on, but I have no plot that is predetermined for it. I used to have a plot, but it seems as though our community area is being reconstructed with various paths, so I'm wondering if I can build it there or not, but I'll have to check you guys back up on that. But for now, we have a beginning episode bit that we need to complete first. We were able to check in today with the golem on duty, Sarah, which was able to get me back to the labs. I already have visitors pass, but still nice to talk to the nice lady and make sure that I am make sure Sunfire's aware of my presence. So right now, we are going to actually be fixing up this door. This is literally the day after I recorded the last episode. The episode came out just today. This is Friday. This is probably the earliest I've ever recorded a Craftaway episode. I'm really bad about procrastinating these things. But I remember seeing on the video that Sunfire was all commenting, and Cloud Toast as well, that really this door, to make it flush on both sides, it would have to extend really far out and look a little clunky. And in my opinion, I'm not exactly sure if that's the case, because in some cases it could be like that. Like it takes 3 blocks to kind of make it flush-ish. It's just that I think it kind of cooperates with the design of the labs. Already, I'd prefer this thing bulging out a little bit just so that it doesn't look too flat in some ways. Like right now, my plan is that I'm going to create a flush door on both sides. It's basically just going to mirror the same design but be like interconnected and stuff. We are going to extend it. I actually have dirt that I brought with me, as well as other random materials that I have in other cases, that we're just going to kind of extend this area out, make sure it all looks good, and if Sunfire doesn't like it, well, Sunfire doesn't like it. We'll have to figure out a solution some other time, but I think they'll look good, and if Sunfire agrees, well, then we can just put this whole entire thing behind us and create a nice old piston door that works all good. So we have made a bit of progress on the door, and by a bit of progress, I mean it's probably done. We just kind of need to cover up the redstone. So in here you can see it's like the pistons are visible. That was kind of the whole entire intention of the design. No. Psst, dang it. Okay, so it's not done. The contraption, as I was going to demonstrate, seriously, I literally just took care of a creeper out here, and there are a bunch spawning on the roofs of this place. Okay. So, okay, I guess we're... Am I even going to keep on recording this clip? Am I even going to keep this in the video? Who even knows? This is a lot of damage it did. So we can have a lever there, and... okay, that works. So, it's flush on this side. Once it's covered up, you can't even tell that there's a door there in the first place, and on the inside you can see, yep, looks like just a wall. Can probably put like maybe a not so secret activation method, like we can put like a button on the wall over here, but yeah, the whole entire idea is they'll hopefully be able to be activated from the front and the back. The main thing we gotta do is turn it from a lever to some sort of system that automatically would set off this redstone. Well, this is a problem. I guess not too much of a problem if I can actually reach the lever. There we go. It's like we gotta figure out a solution that will allow this to be a T flip-flop that will only activate at certain times, which actually, now that I think about it, might become slightly a problem. I'll have to see how that one ends up working, but I will come back to you once I've worked out a design, or even reconstructed this door all over again. We have come up with a solution, a half-decent solution, which actually, it's not exactly the best way of doing things, but, well, it's the best way I can come up with of doing things, and it's actually not that bad. When it comes down to it, although you may think that it's a little clunky of a system, and I also didn't actually clean up any of the dirt. Well, actually, we might need that. I'm just going to have that so we can get to the top. It works relatively well. We have a T flip-flop. We're able to just press a button, and it can open and close the door on both sides. And it works on both sides. The button is over here as well that opens and closes that door. I know that most of this is open, but that's just so I can be able to actually get into the system. So up here, this is the one problem that I have. We actually have to have the torch tower go over and into the redstone circuitry in this manner. So it kind of goes above the roof limit that we want to set. So one way that I can get around this, I should probably be able to maybe work around this edge of the wall here and be able to just kind of cover it up this way. But the one thing that I kind of came up with that actually may or may not be a good solution is that Sunfire has a nice little logo right here, Suncorp, I believe that the name is. So we'd actually be able to have this logo perhaps cover up some of this. We'd be able to create a giant SC. Actually, I have to check if that could be centered on a 2-block wide gap. It can. It's actually 4 blocks wide, which is perfect for what we need. That was my plan. So hopefully the door will be able to work. If you want to actually see what I did over here, it's a very standard T flip-flop. It's one of the very few that works in the Bedrock edition of the game. I'm not sure why this repair has a delay on it, but it's basically that you run it directly into a dropper, and within this whole entire system, there's one item that would cycle through. The two positions it could be in is here and here. And whenever it's in here, then when powering it, it would go around into the hopper, end up over here, and then it could go back again. It's basically just a very simple system that allows for the item to only have 2 states, on or off, at a time when pressing just a single button instead of having a lever, which is very convenient so that you can actually have it work on both sides. So right now, I'm going to try to clean that up, hopefully be able to have like a logo there or something, and make it look nice. So we scrapped the logo idea because I actually built it and it looks awful. And I haven't destroyed it yet because I wanted to show you guys exactly why it looks bad. And it could just be that I'm using the wrong blocks, like the border probably should have been orange glass or something else like that, but I didn't exactly want to steal many of Sunfire's resources. So right here we have SC, which the black, I mean, if it wasn't in conjunction with his already very clean, light, lab-like style, it could be a cool logo. But it's just that there's no black anywhere else except for those sheep over there, that it just doesn't fit in. It doesn't fit at all to this whole entire building. So we're actually going to get rid of it very shortly here. But now that the logo is gone, we actually can kind of look at this whole entire thing as a whole, and the fact that it looks a lot better. You can see that I've adjusted the shape a little bit. It does fade right into kind of the design of how the rest of the lab is going around these corners. It kind of concaves in whenever it goes around these little pivots. Like right here, it kind of makes almost a dome structure. Actually, I think I know exactly what this room is, but I'm not going to spoil it. I'm technically not supposed to look at that, but you can't really see much from out here anyway. But we have a working function of the door. We're able to press the button, and it closes. It does have a delay. That's the one thing that I wasn't able to really do anything about, but it's not like it matters too much anyway. You can like press the button and kind of run over here, and it kind of opens when you get to the door anyway. So it works really well from the lobby, especially because the lobby, it like just completely looks like a really cool wall that's nice and flat like it's supposed to be. I'm not sure if these beds are... Oh wait, actually I know exactly what these are. This is like a thing that you would use to why can't I think of the word? It's a bench. It's a bench. So you're able to sit on the bench over here. It's like there's a secret button that you're able to use to open up the door over here. And yeah, Sunfire is able to make this button look a little bit more noticeable if he wants to, but I left it like this because it matches the rest of what he's built here. So here comes the big kicker. How much am I going to charge Sunfire for building this awesome two-way... awesome? Did I just say... okay, for this awesome two-way flush piston door. I'm pretty sure that's the actual term I'm going to say that this thing is. So, what am I going to charge him? Nothing. Now, literally, I am not going to charge him a single thing because he has already given me so much during the series. You may have noticed that, like, for episodes, I believe 2 and 3, either that or 3 and 4, I can't even keep track of them, but for, like, 2 episodes, like, we had to start off the episode just, like, receiving gifts from him. He was the one who gave me, like, the slime that, like, was allowing me to make sticky pistons in the first place. Without him, I probably wouldn't have been able to even make this contraption. So, really, I'm just going to charge him nothing. I think that this was actually a really cheap system to do. I'm not sure if I showed it before. I might not have. But because I had to modify my original design, really it only used 1 redstone block. I didn't need to use 4 of them because all it does is just lead down 1 and then it activates all of these bottom pistons here. So that works out really well. It wasn't too expensive for me to create, in all honesty, so I'm going to just call it good. Sunfire, I hope that you appreciate my, let's call this a late Christmas gift. How about a very, very late Christmas gift at that, but still one nonetheless. Merry Christmas, Sunfire. Yeah, we are actually going to head back home now. We have spent a majority of the episode in Sunfire's base. I was about to close the door as I walked through it. And now, let us do other things in this episode. After finally completing that door, we are going to do other things in this episode. Now, that door actually took a really long time of this episode, and I also have no real clear idea as to if I'm able to build what I want to at this current moment. So instead of building a giant thing over here, I really don't want to reveal what it is right now, so that's why I'm using such cryptic language. We are actually going to be building this bridge right here. Originally I was going to build that bridge, but Cloudtoast was saying that he wanted to do it. So instead, we have been, well, not exactly selected, more we are going to build it before anyone else can. We're going to build this bridge right here. I'm probably going to try and follow the style that Cloudtoast has set off. Normally, whenever I try to create something original, this is what happens. So we're not going to do that. We are going to try and build a bridge, and we're actually going to try and record in a time lapse. I'm not sure how this is going to go because I don't necessarily have a bridge design. Maybe you'll be able to see my creative process whenever I come up with these things. So let's do that right now, and hopefully that footage will turn out quite good. The funny thing about that whole entire recording session there was that I was actually using a external camera account on the Windows 10 edition so that I would be able to build on Xbox while recording while flying in the air on the PC. So I ran into some troubles, unfortunately, as I was building this thing, and I kept logging off the server. So if you're wondering why I just kept randomly going to different positions on the bridge, first of all, it was actually kind of cool because you were able to see the other side of the bridge as well as I was like fixing up the different pillars there. But the main troubles is that I just randomly disconnected a bunch, and I'm not sure why. I never get randomly disconnected on Xbox. It just seems to be a PC thing, and they're both on the same internet connection, so that's not it. But yeah, we'll have to see how that works out in the future, and if time lapses might actually end up getting cut short because of that unfortunate incompatibility. But yes, we have completed the bridge here. It's not quite exactly like Cloudtoast's. I was kind of looking over at it, just seeing exactly what he did over there. But the design I came up with made it so that the pillars would go all the way to the ground in the center, and it would kind of be mirrored on both sides. I wanted to make it slope at a certain angle. It's also at a different position than the other bridge. The other bridge just has to go up. Mine is going across a flat surface. I didn't want it to only be a flat bridge. I wanted it to like slope upward in a nice parabolic. That was the word I was looking for. Parabolic motion. So that is what we were able to build. I think it ended up looking pretty good. I know I copied probably way too much of Cloudtoast's build, but that's just because you can't beat perfection. So I did take some creative liberties, I'll admit. I didn't actually add any of the oak wood stairs along this bit right here. But yeah, that's a very minor detail. I think that it will be alright, and we'll see if we actually end up doing anything with the camera account in the future. We're kind of reaching the end of the episode, and with that actually comes the fact that I'm not really able to build too much else here. But we have made some significant progress in this episode, and there's one thing I want to show you guys before I actually sign off. So if we actually head down here, you may remember this place as where we had the skeleton horse that we collected, and we put him in a nice little pen down here. Honestly, I'll probably have to also beautify this hall. We'll really have to remodify this entire design. But we seem to have more than one skeleton horse here now. And you may think that there are way too many horses here. And you would be completely right. There is a lot of horses. I think last time I counted, there's 14 in this tiny little pen. So now that we have all these horses, I'm not 100% certain if this practice is humane or not. We'll have to see about that. They do have water to drink. It's not like they're starving. Well, actually, their bone structure seems otherwise. They don't have stomachs, but anyway, just kind of ignoring all that. We will have to modify that in the future. That is just something I wanted to update you guys on because I actually kind of found it hilarious that I'm literally the skeleton caretaker around here. Every time that I see a skeleton horse, I have the automatic urge to immediately go down here and wrangle them up into this tiny little space. We'll see how far the number is able to go. Technically, we can almost go to infinity, but the problem is, like, if you have too many in there, they'll obviously try to escape, and it's very hard to keep getting them in, and you keep pushing other skeleton horses out when moving them. So we'll have to figure out a solution for that. But for now, really, this is the end of the episode. I know we didn't do a 1-hour mining session, and that is just mainly because those have been taking up a lot of the episodes. I really wanted to focus this episode on that Sunfire's door, which I am very proud of. Sunfire does not need to pay a single thing for it. Well, I might actually let you guys in on a little secret. If you could mute the video, Sunfire, for a second, I'd really appreciate it. Really, we actually kind of want to, like, not have Sunfire pay anything. So in reality, he'd actually get addicted to our services, and that would actually make it so that he would be able to get more reliance on our redstone contraptions later, and we'd be able to keep on having him be charged more and more until the point where we're actually millionaires on the server. So yeah, anyway, Sunfire, you can probably unmute your video now. We have just ran out of time. I was just telling the folks how awesome you are and how not susceptible you are to any kind of scams. But yeah, I will have to end the episode here. As I was saying, I know I've said that like probably 5 times already, and I will stop waffling on about it. So if you like the video, like it, comment it, share it, whatever you feel like doing. If you didn't like the video, please tell me what I am doing wrong and what you didn't like about it. But as always, I will see you guys in the next one when we do other projects. Bye. Welcome to the first video of this walkthrough we are doing here. I've actually already recorded this episode. I also have a dog here. It's going to be kind of an interesting one.
Where is the other green one?
Wishing we had better seatbelts.
Hey, yours is the only one who failed. Everyone else's seatbelt worked.